Okay, I'm best. I just completed another Infinite Conquest, and I would like to run you through the deck that I did it with because it is a pretty unique take on a well-worn archetype that I think has a lot of game against everything you're going to see in the meta. Now, everyone at this point should be familiar with the Darkhawk archetype, and of course the jokes that go alongside it, 3x value, ha ha ha. Here is the thing though, I have found recently that Darkhawk has been mostly outclassed by bounce decks that get to run Kitty Pryde, get to do more things in terms of putting points on the board, and I have been moving away from Darkhawk a lot recently. Like you saw, if you go through my channel, you see a lot of videos on High Evolutionary, you see a lot of videos on Bounce, and like those are where I've been putting a lot of my focus because Darkhawk to me had sort of fallen behind those packages, but that is until I stumbled across this deck from W Snaps, formerly known as WW Los, a testing partner of mine, a phenomenal player. He put this together and it had really meshed with how I'd been thinking about the metagame recently, which was basically, I am really interested in alternate ways to beat Bounce. And one really powerful alternate way to beat Bounce is the 3-card combination of Invisible Woman, Killmonger, and Shang Chi. Bounce is very good at throwing priority to your opponents. And so originally the thought process is, all right, we have Invisible Woman, it blows up their kitty on the final turn of the game. It blows up all their other ones on the final turn of the game. And we have a Shang-Chi, so we can put that on the Invisible Woman. It'll kill their hit monkey, things like that, right? So a lot of the advantage this deck gets is due to surprise. There were basically 2 shells that I really considered running those 3 cards in. The first is a Sarah list. The idea with that one is we're going to be like a Sarah deck that has like Doctor Doom in it to beat the wave decks. Basically, the whole concept here is we're trying to answer everything. But what we ended up coming up with here from WW Los is what I ran in the Infinite Conquest. I attempted it 3 times. The first time I lost in the second round, the second time I lost in the final round, and the third time I completed it. So that is a total record of 10-2 in the Infinite Conquest with this list, which I think is good enough for me to make this video on. So let's get into the deck. Talk about the cards in it one by one so you understand what each of them is doing and the role each of them plays. Korg is your only 1-cost card, and that is because he has a ton of synergy with Darkhawk. I did receive a question during the game, which was, okay, would you replace Korg with Spider-Ham? And I think that's actually a pretty interesting question because Korg has the Darkhawk synergy, and so I think you are obligated to run it, but Spider-Ham is just a very, very strong card. And it is definitely something worth experimenting with, I think, is replacing Korg with Spider-Ham in here, seeing maybe if you can fit a Spider-Ham in here elsewhere. I would be interested in that line of thinking if you wanted to try it. But for now, we're keeping Spider-Ham out of the deck. We are playing just the 1/1 cost because we are a Killmonger deck. We don't want to invest too heavily in 1-cost cards, so we just play the Korg. It puts a rock in your opponent's deck. It's almost as good as Iceman, but it has synergy with Darkhawk. You run it. Zabu is core. You're playing a ton of 4-cost cards, and frankly, Zabu is maybe the most important card in your deck to draw. Because you have so few 3-cost cards you actually want to play, a lot of the time your turn 3 is supposed to be a 4-cost card from the Zabu that you were able to play on 3. So that is really what he's doing here. Without him, your deck gets a lot clunkier, you output a lot less power, you have to be a lot smarter. With Zabu, you're curving Iron Lad, you're curving Rock Slide, things like that. One thing I will advise you to do is generally you're going to want to keep Darkhawk safe if you can. You don't want to just raw dog the Darkhawk out there, get it Shang-Chi, get it Enchantress, what have you. There are situations when you do this, but generally that is not the way you want to be playing on turn 3. I think I did it once across the 12 games we played with this deck, was a turn 3 Darkhawk. It is not something that's going to happen. Invisible Woman is the key to why this deck can succeed. Without it, you are going to lose to Bounce every single time. You are going to lose a lot of equity against Lockjaw as well. This makes it so your effects always happen last. That's what she's doing here. You get final say. You get Killmongers at the end of the game. You get Shang-Chi's at the end of the game. One of the big dynamics in this metagame is people playing for priority. Bounce wants to throw priority. Lockjaw wants to throw priority. And the reason they want to do this is because if they don't have priority on the final turn, their Hulk is not getting shanged, their hit monkeys are not getting shanged. I'm mixing the two decks here. You get the idea, though. So if you can avoid that entirely, you avoid everything about that play pattern because it doesn't matter if they throw priority to you because you have Invisible Woman, and that's where your Killmonger goes, that's where your Shang-Chi goes. This is the key thing that makes this deck able to compete. If you are not running this card, I genuinely do not think this deck is worth investing in, because you are just fundamentally going to be a point slam deck that does it a little bit worse than bounce. So I would not play any version of this list without Invisible Woman, Killmonger, Shang-Chi. I think that is what makes it able to compete with the meta powerhouses of High Evolutionary and Bounce. You run Jeff because he's a generically strong 2-drop. That's actually it. You play this card because it's good, and you want another 2-drop, and you might as well play him. You get to scam some wins by moving him around. You get some Miles synergy. That's pretty good. But, like, the Miles stuff is a very minor part of this list, to be completely honest with you. And Jeff doesn't actually go with Miles too well unless you are able to, like, really get it going. You're really going to want to remember to move Jeff when you need to fit the Miles in. I actually messed this up a couple times, so do keep that in mind. He is a reliable Miles activator. If you wanted to replace him, I would think maybe Silk, and if you didn't have anything else that could activate Miles, I would think maybe you want to go away from the Miles package and just not run. If you don't have the Jeff, that would be something to explore. The God. Killmonger is phenomenal when you put him under an Invisible Woman. Absolutely amazing card. Incredible against the lockdown decks because of Nebula and Sunspot. Gonna kill them any day of the week. Incredible against Bounce. Now that you actually have Invisible Woman, it'll kill a Kitty Pryde. This is going to be like a 3/12, just blowing up a Kitty Pryde with like 9 or 10 power. Absolutely phenomenal card. Extremely, extremely powerful in this metagame. Do not play this deck without it, or you will have much worse matchups against very popular lists. Mr. 3x value himself, Darkhawk is an extremely efficient threat. He has synergy with your disruptive options in the form of Rock Slide and Korg, and generally speaking, he's just going to be pretty damn big a lot of the time. Couple things you need to keep in mind with him. You do need to compete harder for Asgard when there is a Darkhawk in your game plan. You do need to worry a little bit more about Limbo. Cards that are not in your opponent's deck are bad news for you. So Limbo lets them draw an extra card on the turn 7. Asgard, if they win it, gets them 2 more cards. Be aware of that stuff when you play. You got to actually adjust your heuristics if they get ahead. Another thing to keep in mind is just how easy it is for Lockjaw decks to get cards out of their deck. So that matchup might seem like a really good matchup because you're putting rocks in their Lockjaw, but they run Jubilee. They run Jane Foster. They're actually getting cards out of their deck at a pretty decent rate. So while the rocks are very good, they're not going to be the only thing that matters. It's nothing. It's far from a free roll. And frankly, without Invisible Woman, I'm not even sure it's that favorite. Absolutely non-negotiable. Everyone knows what he does. Everyone knows why you run him. Putting him under an Invisible Woman. I've said it 20 times in the course of this video. This is the thing the deck does. It's a big part of why the deck is good. Obviously, synergy with Zabu. You play this card. Miles is, I think, probably the weakest part of this deck. And, you know, one of maybe 2 or 3 cards I would seriously think about replacing. I enjoy him for what he is. His downside is like, okay, it's like a 3/5 with Zabu, but that's not really very good. That's like not, it's just not something you're really, really enthused to do. He's pretty okay, but like he's a very middling card. And I do sometimes feel like you can do better than middling, but frankly, there's not a lot in that mana cost range that really inspires me either. So Miles is what's in the list, and I think I would keep him there, but if you have a better idea, feel free to experiment. It's the Rock Slide. It goes with every Darkhawk. There's actually nothing else to say about this. When you play Darkhawk, you also play Rock Slide. You also play Zabu. We should all know this by now, so I'm actually just going to move on. Iron Lad, I think, is one of the most powerful cards in this deck. Because you are such a, you know, ticky-tack mid-rangey thing, you don't really have a lot of ways of seriously going over the top. Iron Lad duplicating a Darkhawk, Iron Lad duplicating an Iron Man, these are when you actually get to make unfair plays. And you need something unfair in this list, because if you only played fair games, I think there are probably decks that do that better than you. You need the option to high roll. I think the other thing that Iron Lad really, really, really shines at doing in this deck is just almost every turn, he's a great play on curve. You're super happy to play an Iron Lad on turn 3 off of a Zabu, and you're not at all happy to play a Darkhawk on turn 3 off of a Zabu because it'll probably just die, right? So Iron Lad just being like, this is safe. I'm not getting blown out when I play this Iron Lad, right? That is a really, really, really important thing to keep in mind. And that is what I feel is his main role in the deck. His upside is enormous, and his downside is really pretty minimal. Iron Man is like a pretty controversial choice here, I think. Here's where we get to like the really controversial part of this deck. Iron Man and Arrow instead of Black Bolt and Stature. Iron Man, additional high roll. Frankly, I was more impressed with Iron Man than I was with Arrow. Iron Man just sort of gave us a way to win a lane. Like I said, we needed something a little bit unfair. Iron Man is a little bit unfair. So while the Kitty Pryde killing with Killmonger and like Shang Chi, while that's good, you also need to win another lane, right? In the ideal scenario, you win one lane with Invisible Woman shenanigans, and you win another lane with a really, really, really big Iron, right? Or maybe a Darkhawk, but you want some backup for that plan. You need to be ready for like pretty much everything in the meta puts big numbers on the board, and you need to be prepared to combat some of those lanes, and Iron Man really helps you do that. I was surprised when I saw him in the list. I am not surprised after playing it. He's great. He's just great. This is, I think, actually the most suspect card in the list. She was rarely good during all of the runs that I did, but there's also like a bit where you don't even really think like, okay, you know, Arrow needs to be amazing. She just has to play her role. You're not like emptying your hand every time. I will say in the final game of Infinite Conquest, I did win a game off of Arrow. I won my final game because she was in the deck, but it had nothing to do with her effect. She was just 8 power and didn't die to Shang-Chi. If you wanted to explore other cards instead of Arrow, I think that would be where I would start with this. You explore other cards instead of Arrow, which sort of pushes you towards exploring other cards instead of Miles as well. And, you know, I think that would be, if you wanted to try to take this deck and make it your own, I think that would be where I would start with it. And Arrow, she was fine. I don't have anything against her. I love her, you know, like that's my girl. Bayro, but I think there's maybe something you can do to make this a little bit strong. So we're going to jump into some games, and these are games collected from my 4-1 and 5-0 run. The reason I'm doing that is because I think it'll be a little bit more educational. I get to pick the good games that I really want you to see so you can really learn some stuff from this. And also, I don't want to make another hour-and-a-half long video on a deck, but I also should warn you, in the second run, the run that we ended up completing, I did use a bit of a sniper shield after Dexter, aka Snapster, who was in the chat, pointed out that maybe I should be taking a few more precautions against that. And I'm not, you know, I'm not a psychic. I don't know if people are actually sniping me, but I do know it's possible. So there are some turns in the one that we succeeded in where I was just like, all right, hold on. I need to put a video up. The image that I use to block my screen is just a cute picture of my cat, so I hope you at least enjoy that. I hope you stick around for the cute picture of the cat, and I do think you can still learn a ton from these videos. But yeah, we're going to be pulling from the non-sniper shielded 4-1 run, and then a little bit from the sniper shielded 5-0 run, so you get to see the full gamut of this deck in action. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. I really appreciate watching those numbers go up. It seriously makes my day. As always, remember to leave a comment as well. I read all of them. I'm a little bit brain dead like that, so thank you again for making it this far. I'm KM Best. I'll catch you later. You have absolutely no reason to be a dick to my opponent there. They played really well. Relax, man. If you say it's embarrassing, it just makes them look bad. Relax. It is a card game, and things like this happen. They played really well by hitting the 1 and 6 for Gambit. Look, sometimes you get lucky. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with getting lucky, chat. That's card games. Sometimes you play well and you get lucky. Those are good things to happen. Are we getting Hella'd? Holy cow. Well, there goes Sunspot. Is this just like a casual Ghost Rider deck? It might be that. I'm gonna arrow to the middle here. If they Ghost Rider, I'm pretty confident in a Shangers. Okay, Jubilee into Swarm. All right, so it looks like we won the middle. It looks like we won the middle. Hulk. All right. Okay. So far, it looks like a discard slash hella deck. No Miles. I don't think they have cards that can get into the big house very easily, so I wanted to keep the Jeff where he was. Zabu. Early Zabu good. Hella matchup on Death's Domain bad, I think. I think that's where my head is at here. Zabu's really good, but until I know what the rest of their shit is, Miles goes into Big House. Oh, that is true. I didn't think about that, actually. Okay. Hulk Infinite again. I will acquire a large Darkhawk and then a large Iron Man, I suppose. I do not enjoy Great Web. Jubilee into Swarm. All right. Ghost Rider gets the Infinite. Very cool. Do I draw Shangers? Apocalypse. So they have a 12 power Apocalypse that can't go anywhere good. Oh, that's interesting. Let's go. I'll risk it for the biscuit. Uh-huh. Dope. Hell yeah, bro. I think you forgot Jeff can move. Something like that, yeah. Something like that. I mean, look, Ghost Rider Infinite is a fundamentally strong thing to do. Kind of just is what it is. Great Web is such a dumb location. All right, let's keep moving. I can't do redeems during the run. Come on now. We need the big bad booty daddy. We do. Oh no! I'll do them. Don't worry. They're getting done. That's always happening. All right, they're probably a Lockjaw deck if they're this willing to wait. But I'm not gonna snap until I know. But if they're this willing to wait, they're likely looking at being a Lockjaw deck. That's a Thor, right? There's the Thor. Okay. Wow. Okay. How big do we need to get here, given they can roll one? Do we need our other Darkhawk here? I'm thinking the answer is actually yes. They flushed that away. I'm going to assume this works. And I'm also going to assume they leave. I'm not letting them see what I have here unless they leave. Zero cost Galactus mid? Hey, I'll take that risk. But I'm not letting them see what I've got unless they're paying up. No Zabu this time means our Rock Slide stuff is way worse. Korg is great, though. Early Korg is good enough against Lockjaw that I'm usually pretty happy. If we can draw a Zabu here, I would consider snapping. No Zabu means no snap. So the question I have is, do they have Jane in their hand right now? And did that Jane get a buff from Wakandan Embassy? Because that is one of these ways we could really lose here. If they had Jane in opener, they did. They did have Jane in opener, and she does. Okay, so we're looking at a tiebreaker then. Well, if we're looking at a tiebreaker, do we ever just do this and go to 34? All right, let's do it. $30. And then Hulk, probably? How big is the Hulk? We win by 24. They win by 16. We got him. All right. All right. They needed more power than this. Okay. Yeah. Invis here. Actually, that might be bad. We might be forced into rock sliding there on 4. Well, we could just Iron Lad there on 4. Okay, that's fine. Lockjaw early, huh? But you put it in my Invisible Woman lane, so if I ever get to a Shang, you're dead, right? If I ever get to a Shang, that's really bad for you. Hey, a Shang. Start putting rocks in the deck. Damn, they love putting shit in this deck. Holy. Ooh. Ooh. Cards in deck are Darkhawk and Iron Man. I don't get the option to not do this. The real question is, can it go mid and then get us either Darkhawk or Iron Man in the mid? But I think it's going like this. There's the Jane. Iron Man, okay. I don't think we can win this, actually. I thought I'd move Jeff. Yeah, I should have moved Jeff. Because Miles plus Iron Man. I was thinking we would... yeah, I think I fucked up, right? Because we have the Shang in the middle, but if they pull shit that isn't big... Like, just the Zabu and the Hulk get us here, right? I think we have to leave. I think we have to leave. Weirdly, if they pulled like a Chavez out of that instead of a high Evo, I'd have felt way more confident. Alright. That is pretty much their best draw against one of our worst. It's okay. Shang wins right because he has Hammer and Jeff move left plus Zabu. We had priority. But, yeah. That is what we should have done. Can I draw a card I can play on the middle, please? Sure, I'll take it. Lockjaw. All right. What are we getting here? What's happening on this expansion? Star-Lord, not good. Storm, very interesting. Does anyone know how the flooding works here? Is it, do I get until next turn, or is this actually the last turn that Storm is played here? Does anyone know that? If a Storm, so I think it'll be the last, okay, so you think that I do not have to play on it right now. I think it's a weirdo one where it's 2 turns, but I'm not sure. We're about to fucking find out, because if we're wrong, we are so boned. Okay, well, that's useless. Oh, we are so boned. Oh my god. Okay. I guess we're not technically that boned. We are wrong, yeah. Greed? Hell yeah. We are absolutely greeting this. Why'd you flush that? All right, please don't fuck me on this, Wasp. Rock, perfect. Love it. Love this for me. Yeah, you're about to be fucking surprised, buddy. You're about to be fucking surprised. Look at all the shit we learned here, baby. All right. Woo! Respect and be like, all right, I'll put the thing up, right? Hello. And now I'm muting you. Okay, so we got Zabu into Rock Slide. Nebula. All right, we got Killmonger deck. We're pretty happy with that. Turn 7 is interesting. Normally, I think we're not very happy about that, but this looks like Evo Lockdown would be my guess. Hef. All right, El Jefe. Maybe not Evo Lockdown, maybe just something else, right? I'll put a Rock Slide over there. I am on Rock Slide and Korg here. The turn 7 makes my Darkhawk smaller than it needs to be. Storm. Yeah, that makes sense, right? Let's get that over there. Psylocke? What the fuck do we suppose that means? All right, hold on. Hold on. This is important. This is mission fucking critical. Can't see? That's the point. That is the point. We're doing this on purpose. We don't want them to know what the fuck we have cooking. There you go. Oh my god, they got us in anyway! It's cool though. We still win the flooded, right? It's cool. They got the read. And we can get the Iron Man here if we want. But we still win. This is why I was critical. This is why we had to fucking, like, if they knew what we played there were definitely ways for them to win. 100% ways for them to win if they knew what we played there. If they had that, they knew. And because they didn't, we got 4 cubes. Just in case. Like, I don't think anyone is sniping, but I'm doing it just in case. Just in case, chat. Sometimes that kind of stuff matters. Nebula. We got a Jeff, which might be important for, say, a Spider-Man on Rickety Bridge. He sees a starting hand. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's actually sniping. I just do that just in case, you know? It's important to do it just in case. Iron Lad can hit a bunch of good stuff, and we don't know they don't run Shang, but we do kind of think they don't run Shang. Storm works for me. Oh, into Rock Slide. Okay. It's going up here. The shield is going up. Shields up. Red alert. Yeah, a little bit. They snap, which is really interesting. So, like, metals do not continue. I'm snapping back here. Oh my god, that's actually nuts. Yeah, so, like, we're gonna win the tiebreaker by approximately $1 billion. Approximately 1 billion is how much we won that tiebreaker by. Alright, we have no way of knowing. They lose a ham, we lose the thing the ham would have hit. Alright. So it's looking like bounce. Looking like a bouncer. Or maybe just a random deck running ham. I don't fucking know. It's either bounce or, like, lockjaw with ham, right? Okay, that's a bounce. So we're an Invisible Woman gamer here, I think. We're big into Invisible Woman. Invisible Woman is so we get late Shang-Chi's, late Killmongers giving up priority. That is the point of Invisible Woman. Yes, you can earn multiple frames per Conquest season. Absolutely can. Anyone know how many boosters we'll get for using Conquest tickets? I personally do not. Bounce. Invisible Woman. Hey, that's really interesting. Mysterio. 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 Hitmonkey there. Are they going to beast it? Is kind of my question. Invisible Woman. Killmonger. Yeah? We've seen no ones. At all. We've seen 0 ones. All right, they're waiting longer than me, which means it's time for this to go away and time for this to go back up. Is this Sarah? It might be. But then I have ham in it. It's odd. No, it is a beast. Okay. No, they drew okay. Oh, they got us. They got us. They got us. No sniping necessary. We got shit on here. I had to make a choice as to where to play the Shang, and I chose poorly. I chose poorly. If I had played the Shang here, I would have won the game, but I did not. Bounce is, I think, a pretty awful matchup here. Like, just as bad as it gets. We need to try to scam wins here whenever we are in range. It's like when they draw bad, even when they draw bad, it's really bad, right? Like, we need to be able to, like, do a bunch of proactive stuff and then have the invis. Like, we need to be able to win a lane anyway. And that's the issue we have, I think. Okay, so no one here. No kitty. Kiln is pretty good for me if I can get something big down there. If I can't, it's a lot more worrying. But if I can get like a Darkhawk or even a Lad Rock Slide kind of thing going on in there. Shit on me. I am so screwed. Oh, I am so screwed. Oh, I need to draw a fucking guy so bad. Rock, Mysterio, 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 okay. We'll play the Lad here. All right, it's coming on, chat. This is an important turn. This is a really important turn. These locations are not good for them. That is correct. They snapped back, huh? Okay, they left. They were out of there. All right, this is what the final game state looked like. This is what the final game state looked like. Let's put it back up. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just let it happen, right? Iceman, Iceman, that ain't good. That ain't good. Is this a known sniper? No, I'm just really I'm terrified, is the honest answer. I've been terrified this entire run. You still have the decklist block? Alright. Let's unblock it. I will play this based on the fact that I have a shitload of mana, a rock slide, all that stuff. They get a bunch of very big things, but I can draw either Shang or Killmonger for this invisible woman, and it's basically just awesome. Was that your cat? Yes. That was my cat. Hell yeah, dude. Pop off. What are our hits here? Iron Lad, Jeff? No, we go Iron Lad, Jeff, like that. She is very cute. Rich the Feynman, thank you for the tier 1. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the besties. Much appreciated. I think one thing we can do is just wait longer before making our plays. Iron Man, holy cow, that's fucking ridiculous, right? That's fucking ridiculous. A lot's gonna come down to what our final draw is. You don't win here. If we draw Shang, I'm very confident. If we don't, I'm less confident. If we don't, it's a very awkward final turn that we can try to make it happen on. It also depends on Prio or not. Yes. Sentinel. Sentinel. Kitty Pry. Sentinel. All right. Shangers? Not Shangers. Okay. So what is our play here? They have Prio. So we can do something like Jeff, Killmonger, Miles, yeah? So go to 24 here. Shield up time? We'll put the shield up. Let's think about our turn a little more. All right. Let's see if we win or lose based entirely on this game. We are going to win. We are going to win. Chat, we are going to win. The shield gets another one. My sniper shield failed. All right, Kaiba. Get the fuck out of here, Cord. Holy shit. Is he pulling up the stream? I'm scared now. He's taking so long. Blue Eyes White Dragon. No. Let's put an invis over here. Just make it harder for them to figure out what the fuck we're supposed to do. Okay, so Scarlet Witch, maybe a Sarah deck. Maybe a Sarah deck. I hate people who take too long to play turn 1, yeah. Why Scarlet Witch on 2 rather than 6, I wonder? That's an interesting point. I don't like that Bifrost. Or that Vormir. But I guess they also have to play into it. So it's not the end of the fucking world. I wish I knew more about the cards they were playing in their deck. Sarah. Yeah, okay. Probably Hitmonkey Sarah? Probably. They still need to play a card here for it to die, right? There's the Sarah. They have 4 cards in hand? I don't think we... So, like, we can try for this. Yeah, I'm gonna try for that. Oh, they're still waiting? Hold on, motherfucker. Actually, them still... Nah, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it. We're not gonna panic over this. Woo! They were waiting to leave! All right. All right. Sus? I don't know if that's sus. Oh, I wonder what they get off of mine. That's probably pretty good. Nova ain't bad for me, though. Nova is not a bad card for your boy to get here. Now, the question is, did they get my Jeff, my Darkhawk? A lot of questions here. We both play the Nova. Duh. I am going to put a Jeff here so I don't get, like, Green Goblin or Polaris or some shit. I do not know what I expect to happen, but I know that that is a possibility. They got their own Jeff. That was my... Oh, they got my Jeff. Okay, I get it. All right, chat. All right, chat. It's going up. It's going up. There's the Scarlet Witch, maybe? Okay. The Mojo world is pretty dangerous for me. The Mojo world is quite dangerous for me. Can't see the gameplay? Yeah, I'm hiding it. Because this is the final turn and it's an important game. Okay. Oh, we got. We got, I'm sure. I'm sure we got. We died. They played it perfectly. Oh, they played it so well. They probably have Real Mysterio over there, too. We got. That wasn't even Real Mysterio? Oh, we could have made our other play. Oh, we're getting screwed. It's almost like you can lose without someone sniping? Yeah, of course I can. What do you think You think it's the only way I think I can lose? Of course I can lose without a snipe. I'm not fucking infallible. I'm not God. They played really well. But I'm stressing about this, and I'm not gonna run the, like, whatever percent you think the chance is, I'm not gonna run that percent chance. You are to me? Well, thank you. Ooh. That's a big guy. All right, they definitely have the Shang, or the Enchantress, right? Like, that's not even really in question. That's not even really in question here. All right, yeah, they clearly have the Shang or the Enchantress. That's okay, though. I'm good with it. Let's assume they're not sniping and roll with it. I believe in you, opponent. I believe you are not scumbagging here. Let's do it. This is my entire run right here. Them losing Mysterio is kind of a huge deal. All right, let's do it. You have Prio? It'll be what it'll be. Kill the Nova? I'm good. I'd rather kill the kitty. Go on, then. Why not kill Nova first? They have a kitty pride, right? I'm fine, I think. We're gonna find out. Like, if they're sniping me, they're sniping me. That's the world we have to live in. You have Prio, so can't kill kitty. Holy shit. Just watch. They're gonna play perfectly and beat me, I'm sure. But, you know. Here. Just for shits and giggles. Just for shits and giggles. Are they aware that that card has its own power? The Nova's just going to tie it. And I think we'll win the tiebreaker? Yeah, because Kitty's about to die. So we win the tiebreaker by the world's smallest amount, by 1. We won that tiebreaker by 1. Holy fuck, Chad. We won that tiebreaker by 1. Oh my god, chat. Oh my god. Enchantress nerf got him. This, but unironically. Grand Central diff. Yeah! Sure was. Oh, Bar Sinister is kind of interesting. Convince me not to put a Jeff in there. Chat, can you convince me not to put a Jeff in there? I cannot convince myself not to do this. I actually cannot convince myself not to do this. We don't know the clutter of location 3. Right, but like... Alright, if it's a Killmonger clutter, we're good, right? If it's the Killmonger kind of clutter, we're good. We have enough units here that I don't feel pressured to get out there, basically. Angela, Kitty Pride. That's a huge kitty. Like, enormous kitty. Can hit Iron Man. That would probably be pretty good. But they do run Enchantress. Invisible Woman. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. The Invisible Woman is pretty nice here. We can do Killmonger, Invisible Woman here, and then just try to figure it out from there. Shark walks into a bar. He'll never see it coming. Yeah. We are likely playing only one card next turn, though, which is super worrying. Okay. I mean, the Killmonger happening now. Wow. I think we're dead every single time here. I believe we're dead every single time here. And I'm not going to stay in for it. Pretty much, if they have Hitmonkey and Mysterio, we're dead. Shang mid, he monkeys there. Right, but like, just Mysterio pumps this up too far, and that too far. Just Mysterio does that. Korg, Zabu, Killmonger is a solid opener. All right. We have a Killmonger. Timing on these turns is suspect. Whoa. Is that a sussy retreat or is that a smart boy retreat? I cannot tell. I cannot tell, chat. Fear? You think it's fear? I'm interested in knowing. Probably a bad hand retreat? Maybe. Great Web the Nova. All right. I am going to put a Zabu over here. And then maybe it'll pull some shit. Great Web turns Miles on forever. So that's good. Pull that Angela, please. God, I wanted to pull that Angela over there so bad. Fuck. Yeah, now it actually will pull. Oh, it pulled a rock instead of the Angela? Okay. Come on. I guess that was, like, fairly likely to happen, right? Not the most unlikely fucking thing in the book, you know? Pull the Ange. Yes! That's the dream, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Sarah, all right? The bishop got pulled! Holy shit. Holy shit. All right, this is kind of a YOLO-ass play. But I'm going to make it. This is the 5th round. If I drew a Darkhawk, I would feel so confident right now. But alas. Yeah, we're dead, right? We're so dead. Damn, we should have relied on the fucking Hitmonkey. That's crazy. Not the Hitmonkey, the Shang on the left. We're dead. We're dead as hell. Ah, tough. We're dead as hell. Well, let's go to the next. You know, if that had pulled the Hitmonkey, we would have won, but I suppose that's just never, ever happening, right? I suppose that's just never, ever happening. Wow, you know, no, there was still not another way to win. All right. Why retreat? We can't retreat. There's no point in retreating. Everything is 2 forever. We've just got to win one of these. Hopefully, we can pull it off. Kiln. All right, we run Jeff. I have not seen a Jeff from them. I have not seen a Jeff. Kitty Nova. Okay. I'm feeling tentatively decent here. Not overly confident. Yeah, Killmonger would have been sick there, but what can you do, right? I'm not feeling overly confident, but I'm feeling okay. Kitty and Scarlet Witch. Oh, okay. That's also fine. Ha, the vault. All right. We're gonna move this here so we can get a Miles and a Rock Slide down there next turn. Shang, all right. Turn off the Invisible Woman. Go off. Okay. Thoughts on Darkhawk in this meta? He's good against bounce. I can't argue with that. All right, we're putting it up. Shields up, baby. Shields up on a New York turn. That's not even a question. All right, let's find out. We played around the Shang. We played around the Shang. That's why we played that instead of the fucking Darkhawk. Let's go. Let's go. That's why we couldn't fucking show the screen. We played the Arrow instead of the fucking Darkhawk. The Darkhawk was 10 and would die to Shang. Let's go. Chat, we did it. My sniper shield failed. All right, Kaiba. Get the fuck out of here, Cord. Holy shit. Is he pulling up the stream? I'm scared now. He's taking so long. Blue Eyes White Dragon. No. Let's put an invis over here. Just make it harder for them to figure out what the fuck we're supposed to do. Okay, so Scarlet Witch, maybe a Sarah deck. Maybe a Sarah deck. I hate people who take too long to play turn one, yeah. Why Scarlet Witch on 2 rather than 6, I wonder? That's an interesting point. I don't like that Bifrost. Or that Vormir. But I guess they also have to play into it. So it's not the end of the fucking world. I wish I knew more about the cards they were playing in their deck. Sarah. Yeah, okay. Probably hit Monkey Sarah? Probably. They still need to play a card here for it to die, right? There's the Sarah. They have 4 cards in hand? I don't think we... So, like, we can try for this. Yeah, I'm gonna try for that. Oh, they're still waiting? Hold on, motherfucker. Actually, them still... Nah, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it. We're not gonna panic over this. Woo! They were waiting to leave! All right. All right. Sus? I don't know if that's sus. Oh, I wonder what they get off of mine. That's probably pretty good. Nova ain't bad for me, though. Nova is not a bad card for your boy to get here. Now, the question is, do they get my Jeff, my Darkhawk? A lot of questions here. We both play the Nova. Duh. I'm gonna put a Jeff here, so I don't get, like, Green Goblin or Polaris or some shit. I do not know what I expect to happen, but I know that that is a possibility. Let's fucking go, dude. Look at it. Look at the 3x value.